Another day, another request, and this one goes out to my viewers in Italy because I'll be reacting for the second time to the pop singer Annalisa and the song and video for Tsunami. I really hope this doesn't get blocked, but we'll see. And this one was requested by Isadora Bascunian and Lorenzo Neo, and I hope that I pronounced their names correctly. So I'm an American metalhead with an open mind, and I'm interested to see what this is all about, because this is going to be very new for me and very outside what I'm used to. But first, if you're new here, hit subscribe, give this video a like, leave a comment down below, let's start a conversation. And follow me on social media, the link is down below in the description. Also, join me at Patreon, once again, linked in the description. And there's a special tier on there, Tier 4 on Patreon, that lets you make a song request and guarantee a reaction to it right away. So if you want to get in on that VIP access, that's how you do it. Alright, Annalisa, Tsunami, official video, let's get into it.
Dimmi chi ha inventato quella storia, che è meglio andare piano, meglio aspettare quando qualche cosa ti spaventa.
I remember saying in the first reaction that I did to this singer, and I have it written down here so I don't forget it, it's Il Mondo Prima di Te. Again, I hope I'm not butchering that pronunciation too badly, but that was the first and only song that I've heard by this artist so far. And during that video, I commented that she had a very beautiful voice. And of course, that's still the case here. And also, I want to add once again that I really do love to hear singing in the Italian language. Now, this may not be my type of music necessarily. Once again, I do have an open mind, but at the very least, I can appreciate her voice and I can appreciate the singing. So, let's get back to it.
Meglio non rischiare, prossima stazione. Per ogni volta che aspetto, non dico quello che penso. Un po' di me va perso. Non ci voglio stare sulla sabbia. Voglio essere un'onda e diventare schiuma. E se un'estate ci cambia davvero, se sono meglio o peggio ora non so, se siamo nel bianco in un cielo nero.
Beautiful scenery too, I have to say. I also think I said that the last time I reacted to her. Well shot videos, really beautiful landscape, makes me want to travel right away. I wish that I could right now. I really want to go to Italy, man. I really want to see that country. I'm guessing that's where this is filmed. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments where this was filmed, if you know. I like the crisp sound to it so far, and of course her voice is just very pleasant on the ears, but I also have to make the distinction between this and a lot of American pop. To me, a lot of modern American pop music sounds very just loud and crass, and dare I say it, stupid. This sounds like it has like a beauty to it. It sounds like it has a definite quality to it. Like, I just think it's better musically. Even from an objective standpoint, I think it's like more well done. So those are my feelings so far. Let's continue.
Hanno detto che spioverà, che cosa mangeremo stasera, tra un messaggio che non ti ho scritto e le tue frasi a metà, sono scritte sulla mia schiena, cancellarle basta solo un'onda e poi diventano schiuma, per tutte le volte che ti vorrei.
I really like the way she's hitting those notes. She has a very soft voice, but at the same time it's very powerful. And that's not always the case. Sometimes when a singer has like a very like light and airy sounding kind of voice, it's harder for it to feel more pronounced. It's harder for it to really carry the song. But her voice is really doing that, I have to say. Like there's a certain pitch that she has that is really like, what's the word I'm looking for? Crystalline. It has like a crystalline quality to it. And that's sort of a rare thing in singers. So she's doing a good job at standing out and making herself heard over the music. Obviously, it's a well-produced song and well put together. But so far, I'm invested and I'm appreciating it, even if it's, again, genre-wise or sound-wise, not the thing that I would gravitate toward to listen to for my music tastes. I can still respect the quality. Let's continue.
E con il tuo sguardo voglio farci a botte, tornare con i graffi e le mani sporche. Sei nelle frasi che sbaglio, nelle partite che perdo, in tutto questo tempo. Non ci voglio stare sulla sabbia.
This language lends itself so well to singing.
Fare la schiuma. E se un'estate ci cambia davvero, se sono meglio o peggio ora non so, se siamo noi il bianco in un cielo nero. Hanno detto che spioverà, che cosa mangeremo stasera, tra un messaggio che non ti ho scritto e le tue frasi a metà sono scritte sulla mia schiena, cancellarle basta solo un'onda e poi diventano schiuma per tutte le volte che...
Yeah, it is like the typical style and structure that you would expect from a pop song, you know, verse, chorus, verse. But again, there's an inherent beauty in the sound that just, it really triumphs over American pop music. Like, there's something so fake sounding about pop music here in the States, or a lot of the pop music that I've heard. I don't want to condemn all of it because there's good music out there. But I just think that this is put together with much more respect for actual music. This isn't trying to be a product. This is just trying to be a good song. And I have to commend it for that. And also, you do have like a certain electronic beat in this song, but it's not overpowering and it's not ruining the otherwise, impressive quality that the rest of the music has. So, my thoughts so far. Let's keep going.
Ti vorrei raggiungere da un battito d'ali, tsunami. Strappo un'altra pagina, cerco la mia Africa, ci possiamo andare domani. Da un battito d'ali, tsunami. Che cosa mangeremo stasera, tra un messaggio che non ti ho scritto e le tue frasi a metà, le ho finite sulla mia schiena.
There's also like a sort of like huskiness to her voice when she goes lower. And I really like that as well. She seems like she's very versatile as far as her singing ability. A really talented woman, like really, seriously. I can see why people like her. I really do. And I don't think there's any vocal manipulation. Like here in the States, a lot of what happens in pop music is people use auto-tune with their voices. Like it ruins it. It's not organic. It's not natural. And maybe some pop artists do that in Italy and Europe in general. I don't know. Of course, you can let me know in the comments. But her voice just sounds natural. It sounds like it's just coming from her, and that's it. Like you're hearing the real deal. And if that's the case, that's quite impressive because, again, she's very talented. And I'm glad that she's showcasing a broad range of what she's capable of. As a lover of music, I can very much appreciate that at the very least. So, let's finish it up.
A cancellarle basta solo un'onda e poi diventano schiuma per tutte le volte che ti vorrei raggiungere da un battito d'ali, tsunami. Strappo un'altra pagina, cerco la mia Africa, tanto ci vediamo domani. Tsunami, tu mi ami.
Cool. I gotta say, like, it's still not my thing, but if this was playing, like, if someone played this for me, or if someone played this on the radio, or if it was just on while I was talking with someone, hanging out with someone, I would not mind it at all. In fact, I would prefer this over a lot of mainstream popular music that we have here in this country. Because this has something in it, it has many things in it that you can appreciate, that you can understand, you know, this is real music. This is coming from a place of authenticity. It's coming from a place of honesty, I think. And that's nice to hear, especially in music that's popular, because I think that we've become kind of pessimistic. When I say we, I'm talking about people like me who like alternative music, who like metal, who like genres of music that you wouldn't hear on the radio, that maybe aren't so popular. I think that a lot of people in my subculture they look at popular music in a certain way, because of how far it's fallen in the country that we live in. Like, if you look back to the 80s, I think there's a respectability about pop music that doesn't exist now. But here, like, this feels like actual thought and actual musicianship went into this, and that's a great thing. Like, that gives me some hope for music in general. And again, very talented singer. Everything about her voice I actually really enjoyed. So even if this wasn't my style or genre of song, or of music, I should say, I enjoyed hearing every note that she hit. I enjoyed hearing every variation on her particular singing, because I just hear raw talent, and I hear ability to control her voice, ability to really hold and sustain notes, and just a lot of finesse and a lot of capability. And I think that's really cool. And look, no matter what kind of music you like or don't like, at the end of the day, if you're being honest and if you're being objective, you really have to respect that. So that's really what I can say about the music. I can't really comment on the instrumentals because it's not really my area when it comes to this genre. Again, I'm more well-versed in metal, rock music, things like that. But I can say that it was pleasant to the ears, and I wouldn't mind if I heard this again at all. So that's pretty cool, and much credit to Annalisa, the singer, and anyone else who was involved with making this music. Yeah, I mean, this was a good request, guys. And I hope you don't mind if I say that I wouldn't add this to any playlist. I wouldn't sit down and maybe purposely listen to this again. But still, it was a pleasant enough experience, and I can respect the musicality and the beauty of it. So that's the music, and now let's get to the lyrics. And I have them translated here, so hopefully I'll read them correctly. Tell me who invented that story, that it is better to go slowly, better to wait. When something scares you, better not to risk it. Next station. For every time I wait, I don't say what I think. A little bit of me is lost. I don't want to be on the sand. I want to be a wave and become foam. And if a summer really changes us, if I'm better or worse now, I don't know. If we are in white in a black sky, they said it will blow. What are we going to eat tonight? It's a message I didn't write to you, and your sentences halfway, they are written on my back. To erase them, only a wave is enough. And then they become foam. For all the times that I would like to reach you, from a beat of tsunami wings, I tear up another page. I am looking for my Africa. If you don't call me back tomorrow, tsunami. And with your gaze I want to fight, come back with scratches and dirty hands. You are in the sentences that I am wrong, in the games I lose, in all this time. And then the final part of the song is, Tsunami, you love me. So I have a strong feeling that this song is kind of about a relationship. But more than that, I think the overarching theme here is about being a free spirit. Being someone who acts quickly and goes with the flow. Someone who seizes the day and takes the initiative, rather than someone who is cautious and waits and plays it safe. And, it's the idea that you'll never know what you're missing if you just sit back and wait for it to find you. And so I think this is about someone who doesn't want to be alone anymore. And they have been playing it safe, and they have been waiting for a long time. And it uses the beach as a metaphor. Basically, it's someone who waits along the shoreline for their ship to come in, instead of jumping into the water and swimming out into the sea, so to speak. It's not a bad way of expressing this idea. See, this is what I mean. This just feels classier and smarter than American music. It offers a lot more in terms of ideas and writing than most mainstream or popular music does here in the States. I know that might sound like a broad generalization, but 9 times out of 10, I feel that it's true. So, she says, tell me who invented that story, that it is better to go slowly, better to wait. When something scares you, better not to risk it. Yeah, I totally understand where she's coming from. Staying in your comfort zone for your whole life just is not healthy, and it won't bring you happiness. There are plenty of things that I'm afraid of, and things that I don't want to risk, and sometimes it's okay to err on the side of caution. But in most cases, doing things that scare you or make you uncomfortable, these are usually the things that help you grow as a human being. Personal little story, I was afraid to get into a relationship again, but it ended up being the right decision for me. So that's just one example. Another one is many years ago, I was nervous about the idea of traveling to other countries because I don't like to fly. But I did it anyway because I wanted to see more of the world. And that first trip to France was one of the best experiences that I've had. So, but let me get back to relationships, because this song is definitely framing it in that context. It says, "Where are we going to eat tonight? It's a message I didn't write to you. For all the times I would like to reach you, from a beat of tsunami wings, I tear up another page." So, visually, you could say that she's writing a message in the sand, like an SOS or whatever. But I also imagine that she's writing in a journal or a diary all the things that she would like to do, instead of actually doing them. And isn't that what so many of us do with social media? We look at pics and videos of people happy in relationships. We look at Instagram posts of people traveling, visiting other countries, and people imagine themselves doing that, but they find excuses not to. I was actually talking about that with my girlfriend a few days ago. It's all ideas and hopes and wishes, but never any action. It's like people don't act often enough upon their impulses and their desires, especially when it comes to being with another person, and I think that's the ultimate message of this song. And I'll admit that I don't understand all the lyrics here. Again, this is roughly translated, and there are probably also some cultural things in here that I don't fully understand, but from what I can comprehend, that's the general theme and message that I'm getting from this. Don't waste time. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't just write it down and keep it to yourself. Go out and do it. Go out and get into the world and go after who and what you want. Because if you don't, someone else will. There's always someone, I think, who will be instinctual, who will take that initiative, for every person that won't. And it's not even about being introverted, which I am to a certain degree, but it's more about the choices that we make or that we don't make. And then at the end, once again, she says, "Tsunami, you love me." And I think that's talking about... I'm going out on a limb here. I'm not sure about this one, but I think that might be talking about a kind of storm or a flood of emotion inside her. The tsunami loves her. It always finds her, but she never acts on it. She keeps those feelings locked up inside. And, I realize a lot of people watching this might not be familiar with metal culture, but a lot of metalheads are guilty of this. Like, there's a certain lingering idea that you have to come across as tough and macho, and you can't be emotional. Thankfully, that's changing now, but it's still an ongoing thing. And speaking as someone who is emotional, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse, one of the worst choices that you can make is to shut that away and to not express yourself. Because while you're not taking charge of yourself in your life, other people are going to be busy walking all over you. And especially if you have feelings for someone and you don't express them, you're only denying yourself happiness. And when you bury your emotion and your desires for long enough, you end up becoming bitter and cynical. And I know quite a few people who became this way. Not naming names, just saying. So I think this is a song that has more of a hopeful sentiment, and it's about taking every chance and every opportunity that presents itself. Don't let yourself be stranded on the beach. It's a sink or swim world, and if you don't get out there and swim after what you want, you're always going to feel lost. Of course, speaking as someone who can't swim, that's not quite my favorite metaphor, but for what the song is talking about, it works, and it is decently written. And look, again, I want to say this another time, for a pop song, that's surprising, at least to me. And I think I was pleasantly surprised with the last song by Annalisa that I reacted to. So there's clear talent here, and there's clear effort being put into this music, and you have to respect that, once again. So not my song or genre of choice, but if it were playing, if someone was listening to it, I'd be totally cool with that. I don't dislike this by any means. I just feel that it's not quite my vibe, not quite my energy. But nevertheless, I appreciate and respect what went into this, and I maintain that she has a very beautiful voice, and she's a very talented singer. She showed a variety of range in this and the other song that I checked out, and I'm impressed by that. So that's pretty much what I think about the music and the lyrics. Was happy to check this one out, and thank you to the people who made the request. Much love to my viewers in Italy. I definitely plan to get to more Italian music very soon. I know I'm overdue for another Måneskin reaction. Caparezza is another one that I'd like to get back to. So, of course, leave your requests and suggestions for this and any other artists in the comments below. Or if you want to make sure that I react to your request right away, join my Patreon and join Tier 4 on there. And that lets you make a song request and make sure that it happens as soon as possible. To everyone who stayed till the end, I really appreciate that. Again, if you're new here, please subscribe, give this video a like. Much love to the nuclear family, and I will catch you all very soon.
Tsunami, strappo un'altra pagina, cerco la mia Africa, tanto ci vediamo domani. Tsunami.